Welcome everyone to the regional breakout session Europe as part of Rotary Day with UNICEF 2022. It is my distinct honor to co-moderate the session with Sheba Harmer, Regional Gender Advisor, UNICEF Europe and Central Asia Regional Office. In this session, we are going to highlight programs by both our organizations that focus on the empowerment of young girls. We will hear about UNICEF's portfolio for girl-centered skill programs, hear live from 3 girls that participated in those programs, and hear about Rotary's activities focused on the empowerment of young girls. Let's start off with welcome remarks from Rotary International Vice President Valerie Wafer and Afshan Khan, the UNICEF Regional Director in the Europe and Central Asia Regional Office and Special Coordinator of the Refugee and Migrant Response in Europe.
Thank you. And thank you to all who have joined us today. I'm honored to welcome you to this European Regional Breakout session for Rotary Day with UNICEF. As you likely know, Rotary has a long-standing relationship with UNICEF based on our more than 30-year partnership to eradicate polio. And as we honor that long-standing commitment, we also must recognize many factors, many diseases, and many challenges that affect children today, and particularly girls. The last 2 years of the pandemic have disrupted our path toward the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And indeed, regrettably, we can already see the impact on girls in today's world. Rotary International President Shekhar Mehta has made empowering girls a critical overarching priority this year. He has asked each of us to launch initiatives aimed to lead the charge for gender equality, bringing greater access to education, better healthcare, and more employment. Empowerment allows each girl to reach their full potential, creating hope and setting the stage for sustainable peace. The reality today is that while significant progress has been made in the last decade to advance girls' education, health, and status in their community, we learned yesterday how girls and young women are bearing the brunt of the COVID-19 crisis, which has exacerbated inequities and reinforced gender inequalities. Adolescent girls face higher risks of violence, child marriage, and dropping out of school. Even after schools reopen, this will remain true due to underlying discriminatory gender norms. So what can each of us do? What should be our call to action? We must recognize the situation and its impact on girls. We see that much can be done to help support sustainable, systemic change. Yesterday, we heard so many outstanding stories, and I'm pleased to have seen firsthand that what we do truly can make a difference. We can strengthen our collective impact through collaboration by working together. And that's what the Rotary Day with UNICEF is all about. Let's listen, let's learn, then discuss and envision a stronger future for girls. UNICEF has the technical expertise. Rotary's strength is its global network of 1.4 million community-based volunteers around the world. Together, we can be the catalyst for creating community-based solutions to empower girls, setting them up for healthy, hopeful, and thriving futures. I look forward to hearing more and learning more throughout today's session. Thank you for empowering girls and serving to change lives.
Good morning, everyone.
Please proceed, Afshan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And it's a pleasure to be here today with our partners and friends from the global Rotary community. I'm pleased to see the focus on girls and skills and empowerment. We know that investing in women and girls can enhance sustainable development and our common prosperity. Europe and Central Asia has witnessed encouraging progress on girls and women's empowerment in the past few decades. However, we also see too many girls still left behind. In Eastern Europe and Central Asia alone, it's estimated that at the current rate, it will take 134 years to close the gender gap. Across the region, UNICEF is engaged in advancing girls' education and skills. Girls and young women in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Uzbekistan are building their knowledge on science, technology, engineering, and maths, STEM. They're also confronting discriminatory gender norms, barriers, and stereotypes. Young women refugees and asylum seekers in Italy, Serbia, and Greece are engaged in building skills through technology. In Ukraine, the latest victim of war and a crisis, UNICEF has been engaged in the Science is She program, which promotes gender parity among young people and ensures girls and women leadership in technology and innovation. We're also working through digital learning modalities to make sure girls continue to learn, both inside Ukraine and outside. Today, thousands of girls see their education, learning, and safety disrupted. The need is more urgent than ever to ensure continued access to education, skills, and learning opportunities, and in spaces that are safe for girls. UNICEF and Rotary share a common vision to promote peace, support education, and develop the next generation of leaders. We have a unique opportunity to partner by virtue of our organizational mandates, presence on the ground, and influence at all levels of society. The Rotary-UNICEF local collaboration framework is our roadmap for success. We must join forces to identify local solutions to empower girls, build their leadership skills, and expand their access to digital spaces and job networks. Today, we will also hear from girl leaders about the many complex realities they face, as well as their hopes for the future. I anticipate this will be a moment for us to learn from them and to continue to stand up for opportunities for young girls and women and to learn and thrive everywhere. I really look forward to UNICEF's continued collaboration with our Rotary friends and communities because we recognize the power of volunteer partners to reach many, many people across the globe. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Back to you, Shiva.
Thank you very much, Afshan, and for the opening remarks from both Rotary and UNICEF leadership, and for jointly sending a strong signal that girls' skills, girls' empowerment, and of course, gender equality are at the very top of our shared agenda. And to advance this with concrete actions, we also listen to, we learn from the lived experiences of women and girls everywhere. So we will now move forward to the second segment, hearing insights from two girls. They are aged 15 years, Shukufa and Aijana, from Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan, who will actually set the stage for today's discussion and the topic of leveraging digital skills in STEM for girls' empowerment. Let's take a moment and hear from them. Thank you.
Всем привет, меня зовут Айжана, мне 15 лет, я учусь в 9 классе и участвую в проекте «Девочки в науке». Современный мир – это мир новых технологий и цифровизации. В нем нам, девушкам, приходится сталкиваться со многими стереотипами и барьерами, которые придумывает нам общество. Я не исключение. Когда я начала только участвовать в проекте «Девочки в науке» и погружаться в мир STEM, мои знакомые мне говорили, что наука и технология не для женщин, мне следует бросить это, то, что я теряю там время. Но я очень хотела заниматься STEM и больше узнавать цифровой мир. В 2020 году начался карантин. Мы перешли на дистанционное обучение. Мне было немного непривычно и сложновато. Но мои некоторые одноклассники даже не имели возможности учиться, так как у них не было телефонов. Проект «Девочки в науке» помог мне заниматься STEM-направлением. Вдохновила и замотивировала меня Асель Сартбаева. Раньше я думала, что научная сфера – это не для меня. Но когда я узнала об Асель Сартбаевой и про ее путь, я начала интересоваться миром STEM. Благодаря STEM я научилась критически мыслить, креативить, работать в команде и находить общий язык с людьми. Главный толчок для вовлечения девочек в STEM является поддержка от родителей, от учителей и от друзей. Они помогают побороть в себе стереотипы и барьеры. Девушкам нужно понять то, что у профессий нету гендера, и они могут стать кем они захотят. Моя семья поддержала меня и сказала, что у меня все получится. Если ты хочешь изменить мир к лучшему и двигаться вперед, то STEM – то, что тебе нужно.
دخترانی که از همه در افغانستان هستن و دخترانی که در خود تاجیکستان هستن که حالا از همین درس و چه بعضی مشکلات اقتصادی دارن و بعضی مشکلاتی که در خانواده دارن، خب اینها هم میتونن به مثل ما یعنی هرگز خاموش نشینن، آواز بلند کنن و آنها هم همت کنن، میتونن به مثل ما که پا به دنیای تکنولوژی ماندن بمانن و خیلی چیزا رو میتونن از خود بکنن و هیچگاه ناامید نباشن و دلسرد نباشن، بخیزن صدا بلند کنن، میتونن آنها نیز یک روز به آرزوهایی که دارن برسن.
What an excellent way to kick off this session by hearing Shukufa and Aijana talking about their talents, challenges, and needs. And as was mentioned before, UNICEF and Rotary share a joint vision for gender equality and young people's skills and leadership. And now we are looking forward to hearing more about UNICEF's work in the region.
Thank you very much, Sylvester. And indeed, can we have the slides, please, on the screen? It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you. And my deepest appreciation to all of the participants also joining us from many different parts of the region today, and your interest and collaboration to advance opportunities and empowerment for girls. Next slide, please. Thank you. Yes, the Europe and Central Asia region, as we also heard today from Afshan as well, it's a very diverse region. And although there is certainly a good level of digital connectivity, access to education in many parts of the region, girls in particular, especially from the most vulnerable communities, they cannot often access quality education and skills opportunities as well. We have many countries where girls still face early marriage, pregnancy. They are at a high risk of gender-based violence as well, which actually impacts school dropout and the opportunities for their future. And they are also not getting the same kind of career and learning pathways in STEM and ICT education and jobs as they transition from their education to employability as well. And in this region, when we look at the workforce, just as it is in many different parts of the world, there is a growing demand these days for people with STEM skills, for technology skills. But girls and women in many of the countries in our region, as in other regions as well, they're often cut off from STEM opportunities, mainly due to several multiple barriers. We place that in terms of gendered norms, expectations, stereotypes, also a lack of role models, lack of mentorship opportunities, career counseling, education system gaps, but also biases in the labor market and many more challenges that really confront women and girls today. So promoting STEM for girls and supporting their digital learning pathways is a transformative strategy that really helps to shift those harmful norms and achieve overall gender equality in what we want to see, which should be an ideal inclusive workforce and in our societies and communities as well. Next slide, please. Thank you. As you may know, in UNICEF, we have a corporate gender action plan 22 to 25 that ensures that we as an agency addresses adolescent girls' leadership and well-being in our areas of work. And so we do this by investing in their empowerment. We promote gender equality across all of our work. We partner with girls, we amplify their voices, we enhance their life choices and opportunities. And in the action plan, we have 4 targeted action priorities in working with adolescent girls. One among them in the plan is certainly advancing girls' education, learning and skills, including science, technology, engineering, maths, and digital studies as a key element. Next slide, please. So in 2020, when we were looking as an agency to further advance our area in this critical area of work, as UNICEF, we carried out an evidence review and we identified 4 specific elements on what is working well at the ground in terms of girls' empowerment and skills programs. And we work to integrate those learnings and dimensions in our initiatives targeting girls. The first is obviously having a girls-centered engagement, which means that we are engaging girls throughout the program when we design it, when we implement it, and of course, when we look at the monitoring and the learning processes of what is actually working for them. Secondly, we also look at enhancing girl-specific skills, which means that we are tailoring the specific skills development program component and the content to the given context for girls. We heard from Shukufa and Aijana the particular context. So we're taking note of girls' age, learning needs, barriers, vulnerabilities, levels of their access to technology and other relevant resources as well when we look at the content and the pedagogy. And we also look at advancing girls-focused approaches, which means that the programs are providing a safe space that is inclusive for all girls from any kind of background to learn, providing them with access to mentors, role models, career pathways, exposure to real-world learning opportunities, internships, applying their skills to create social change, and supporting girls' leadership development. And finally, we're obviously also very inclusive in terms of focusing on all girls everywhere. So be it a rural, urban context, children on the move, refugee context, migrant communities, girls in all their diversity. Next slide, please. So what do we actually do in the Europe and Central Asia region? We have been considerably advancing this area of work within UNICEF to support girls with skills in STEM, digital literacy, innovation, social entrepreneurship. And as you can see in the slide, there are more than 12 countries that are actively reaching girls, and we have even more countries in the region planning programs in this area for the future. The integrated dimensions that I already mentioned in terms of solutions that are designed by girls, the safe spaces, the responsive skills and pedagogy, all of these are applied in the program. So if I can expand and give a few examples, our program in Bosnia and Herzegovina with the IT Girls Initiative connects adolescent girls and young women aged 13 to 19 with ICT companies through mentorship programs in schools. They are learning coding skills, applying gender responsive teaching methods that are exclusively developed by the IT Girls Initiative program. In Kazakhstan, we have a very innovative and exciting Girls Nano Satellite program that is also being scaled up in Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan for girls to gain practical experience on and skills in space design and innovation. And under this, we have a partnership with the Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, where a cohort of girls and young women are training to be, engineering skills and launching small satellites towards the stratosphere. We are propelling girls to be the forefront of science and technology with some really amazing results and achievements we have seen. In Kosovo, we have Building Bridges for Girls program that are equipping girls with coding skills, making internship placements in private sector and ICT entities. In Armenia, we also have a partnership with UNICEF and UNDP under an Impact Accelerator program that is connecting young women and girls to the IT tech ecosystem in Armenia. In Kyrgyzstan and Ukraine, we have a OKI period tracker app. It's a period tracker app which was tested in Indonesia, Mongolia, and Papua New Guinea, and we are piloting it in these two countries, where we are engaging in a very creative way with up-to-date information directly to girls so that they can receive age-appropriate menstrual health information and learn new digital skills at the same time. In Ukraine, where we have the current crisis ongoing, we have been having a very promising Science is She program, very exciting to raise awareness on women and girls in science. And we very much hope for this program to keep continuing as the situation comes to a normalcy in the coming days and weeks. So as we plan forward, we are working to expand, next slide please, and strengthen the current portfolio of girls' skills and STEM programs. We are looking to engage with new partners, private sector donors, influencers to scale up our innovative projects using technology, using digital platforms to reach and work with girls. So as UNICEF, we are constantly looking for like-minded partners to help mobilize the networks to tap into available skills, provide mentorship, expertise, and leverage these resources for girls' skills programs. And I should say that with a collaboration framework with our Rotary friends and networks, we are very keen to work with you to see how we can join forces in this area of work, advance girls' skills in STEM in the ICA region, and also pursue our common goals here. Next slide, please. For further information, my coordinates are also on the screen, so thank you very much. And the next slide, please. We are moving now to a very interesting core part of today's agenda, which is a continuation of our discussion so far, and it comes into a very live session with girls. We have Emina, Dana, and Rukhsana. As you can see their profile on the screen, they are girls STEM leaders from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kazakhstan, and Tajikistan, sharing their achievements and what they need to continue to succeed in the area of STEM. Our girl leaders have engaged with UNICEF programs, and they bring valuable experience as learners, as mentors, as peer trainers in the field of science. So please join me to warmly welcome Emina, Dana, and Rukhsana. We are very happy to have you with us. Over to our session moderator, Emina, and can we now have the slides off the screen, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Siba. Hello, everyone. My name is Amina, and I will be your moderator and panelist for today's session. Firstly, I would like to welcome my co-panelists, Dana from Kazakhstan and Rukhsana from Tajikistan. I have been looking forward to this panel to talk about girls in a digital world and our aspirations in STEM. So, can I ask you, Dana, what is it like to be a girl today in your digital world?
Well, we are all alive in a digital world, in a world where we can control all devices with a single smartphone, in a world where we can contact from anywhere at any time as we are with you now. We are surrounded with innovations and frontier technologies. We are improving and losing their meaning day to day. That's why sometimes I feel lost and unconfident. But I'm driven by my interest in a world full of ideas, opportunities, knowledge, and opinions. 2 years ago, I was lucky enough to become a part of UNICEF program to launch nanoslides organized by UNICEF Kazakhstan and the Kazakh National University. This program helped me to overcome the barrier of fear and meet girls with the same interests and the goals. It was a good foundation for learning not only about astronomy, creating spacecrafts or nanoslides, but also for learning technical skills such as programming language or 3D modeling. This program also guided me in choosing future profession and a career. Therefore, for me, being a girl in a digital world is a big adventure full of ups and downs. What are your thoughts, Ruxana?
Thank you, Dana, for sharing your experience. In my case, today, the number of people connected to the internet immeasurably more than ever before. People use digital services and devices for work to serve other aspects of their life. Besides, lately, as we are seeing a significant development of new technologies, for example, artificial intelligence, big data, applications, mobile applications, and nanotechnologies. All these will lead people to profound change in our daily life in the upcoming decades, radically changing the nature of consumption, production, and work. And like any other transformational for us, while at the same time presenting us with a serious challenge. In 2019, during my student life and thanks my volunteering experience, I was informed about the PESHSAF program, which is supported by UNICEF in Tajikistan. Initially, I wasn't sure about myself. That I can apply for this program, or I can do something useful for my society. With the help of my friends, I was able to create a team, applied, and pass to the program. Fortunately, we received funding for the implementation of this of the project, and being surrounded by like-minded people who are focused on IT technologies, I was motivated and I was able to overcome my barriers and fears. Thank you. I'd like to hear about Amina. Would you like to share about experience and story maybe?
Thank you, Ruxana and Dana. Well, for me, being a girl in the digital world is an amazing feeling. It is exactly like we said, one special world where we can develop and contribute in many ways. In that world, girls are giving their personal stamp on each and every project they are working on. That's actually what inspired me to start programming and learning about STEM. That irreplaceable feeling that you can make anything you want, work on projects that really interest you, and solve problems around you. I remember my first project, Go Green, was actually about ecology and nature. I wanted to make an app that solved a lot of problems in my local community. But at the end of the project, the app was actually used in 13 other municipalities also in my country. So it solved their problems too. So actually, it started off small, but turned out bigger than I could have ever imagined. Something that I started has made a contribution to my country. I was really inspired and hyped about it, and I will never forget that feeling because it gives me inspiration on every project I worked on since then. That's actually like I'm kind of really emotional about it. Ruxana, what do you feel has helped you to start exploring STEM? Do you have any special experiences to share?
Thank you, Amina. I was really enjoyed during your speech. I was excited to hear you. Inspiration or passion for this area came to me already a few years ago when I was a student. And a girl from the village, and at the university, namely in our capital, Dushanbe City. I already understood that girls who are living in a remote area compared to urban girls, they have few opportunities, and they have few opportunities to do something or to reach their goals or aims. I understood that I have to do something for my society. I need to gain knowledge, experience during my student life in order to develop the way of development of IT technologies in my society, both in area and city. For 6 months, my dream came true. Currently, I'm coordinating one of the part of the project by staff, which is supported by UNICEF in Tajikistan. It's called Information and Communication Technologies. And under my leadership, more than 300 girls are learning the basic of use computer technologies and soft skills with further employment opportunities in a remote and offline format. My dream is continue to support girls in the field of ICT and STEM and help develop a remote labor market in Tajikistan. Thank you. Dana, what's your inspiration? What is something you are looking for what to achieve in STEM, in the field of ICT or STEM?
Thank you, Roxana. Well, my aspirations, dreams, and the understanding that I can contribute to the development of my country inspired me, visualizing that I can be one of the Kazakh girls who will launch nanoslides inspired me to continue engaging in STEM. Kazakhstan is known globally as the cradle of poets, singers, and sportsmen. But still, even some Kazakhs don't know much about the local scientists and their work achievements in addressing important issues. So my dream is to show our country from the other side, from the side of young researchers and scientists who work every day to boost our country and to contribute to the development of STEM and the science. To achieve this goal, I do my best to contribute to the creation of safe environment and a healthy competition. Being among people doing the same things, whether in robotics club or chess clubs, help to build girls' confidence and resilience that they can thrive in the STEM subjects. In my perspective, confidence is the key to long-term commitment to a field of study. Can I ask you then, Roxana, what do you think is needed to be successful in STEM?
Thank you, Dana. I think person in the modern life must not only correspond to their time, but also constantly develop, improve, ameliorate, and this is what makes it possible to be in progress, right? I believe that the barriers, difficulties that we face in the development of the work are the primary reason to become better and more successful in our spheres. I think problems are opportunities. After all, being in that, and you can consider that and think the best options to become better and more successful is competition with yourself, to learn your mistakes and that you work on yourself and to be more better. Thank you. Amina, I'd like to hear your experience.
Wow, it's very interesting to hear your thoughts. I'm very honored to be with you in this panel and hope the audience is also inspired. We are almost reaching the end of the session. Dana and Roxana, what do you think is needed actually to get more girls into STEM? Do you have any tips for inspiring more girls to pursue ICT and STEM studies and careers? Dana, maybe you would like to start.
Yes, sure. I think current efforts are paying off as more and more girls interested in STEM field. We just need to continue to show that they're not alone and that they're able to succeed in any field if they want, just as the UNICEF program clearly showed me. It's important to note that providing and highlighting female role models working in a diverse range of STEM career can motivate girls in developing this area. What about you, Rukshana? Do you have any specific tips for girls?
Thank you, Dana. As we already know, today IT professions are considered one of the most prestigious and the demand for technical specialists is constantly growing. Moreover, there are still significantly more men in the field of ICT, IT, digital in Tajikistan, and other countries also. There are many barriers and stereotypes about girls, but despite the stereotypes and traditions, I think that the girls in IT are cool. Like Dana, I also believe that current efforts are paying off, but we need to continue to show that the girls are not alone and they are able to succeed in any field. I advise for girls who want to start a career in IT, understand what they want already or what they can. Regularly participate in IT events. Do not be disappointed in choosing a profession right away. Also, look for opportunities not only in their countries, outside their countries also. Learn English, because this is one of the basic skills of every person who wants to start their career in IT or STEM. Thank you.
Yes, I definitely agree with both of you. For myself, I don't consider myself highly experienced, but what I would like to share from my experience with working on projects and teaching programming is that girls and young women need three things: mentorship, STEM trainings or summer schools, and support with their ideas and projects. Mentorship actually gives girls direct input on what they can be and how they can do that. Mentor is a person that is primarily our friend, someone that we can trust and ask for advice. I'm one of the representatives for IT Girls Initiative, and I really had a lot of mentors working with me. My mentors left a big mark on my personal and professional development, and that's why I believe it is the most important thing to provide to girls and young women. STEM training or summer schools should be organized frequently. For example, every summer should be STEM summer. That's where girls can come and meet their mentors, learn about STEM, and develop in every possible way. As for the support, I think that every idea and project is special in its own way. So if we support all of those unique projects, at the end of the year, we will have a great number of fantastic projects and girls working on them. In the end, I think it's really important that girls can see what they can accomplish if they just let their imagination be free in the digital world. I'm 20 years old and I still use my imagination for all of my projects. That's what makes every project special and unique. Girls have the ability to do that. Take any project and make it amazing. So we should do everything in our power to provide conditions for every girl to meet the digital world and do their magic in it. Thank you, Dana and Rukshana. This was really a great pleasure for me, and I'm very honored. Thank you to everyone else, and over to you, Sylvester.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, the honor is really mine. Thank you very much, Emina, Dana, and Rukshana for this wonderful discussion. Hearing you talking about your experiences, accomplishments, but also your dreams and the support you need really is inspiring and energized me. We could witness how UNICEF programs empower young girls to succeed in their lives and their careers. Similar to that, Rotary makes empowering young girls skills and leadership a key priority, as we will now hear in a presentation from past district governor and Rotary representative to the United Nations, Senator Marie-Irene Richmond Aoua.
Preview.
Bonjour, bonsoir à tous. Je suis très honorée de prendre la parole à l'effet d'introduire sur ce thème relatif aux initiatives pour l'émancipation des filles en Europe. Et naturellement, je dirais un mot sur les actions initiées, montées et développées en Afrique. Dans le monde, 132 millions de filles entre 6 et 17 ans ne sont pas scolarisées, soit plus de 21 fois le nombre de filles scolarisées en France. Pourtant, chaque année, passer sur les bancs de l'école permet à une fille d'augmenter son futur revenu de 10 à 8%, ce qui naturellement participe directement au développement économique de son pays. Le Rotary rappelle que l'éducation est un droit fondamental pour tous les enfants. Selon l'article 28 de la Convention internationale des droits de l'enfant de 1989, ratifiée par 190 pays. En effet, l'éducation d'une fille est reconnue comme un des leviers les plus puissants pour sortir de la pauvreté et pour s'émanciper. Comme dirait Nelson Mandela, et je cite, « L'éducation est l'arme la plus puissante pour changer de vie. » Au Rotary, notre priorité, c'est d'agir et de faire prendre conscience. Agir à travers nos actions pour que des millions de filles puissent aller à l'école. Quand il est vrai que scolariser une fille, ça lui permet de prendre confiance en elle, de faire ses propres choix et d'exercer un métier pour construire l'avenir. Selon les Nations Unies, l'émancipation des filles comporte 5 éléments clés, à savoir le sentiment d'estime de soi, leur droit d'avoir et de déterminer ses choix, leur droit d'avoir accès aux opportunités et aux ressources, leur droit d'avoir le pouvoir, d'exercer le pouvoir et de contrôler leur propre vie, tant à l'intérieur qu'à l'extérieur du foyer. Et enfin, toujours selon les Nations Unies, l'émancipation des filles, c'est également de reconnaître leur capacité à influencer la direction du changement social, créer un ordre social et économique plus juste au niveau national et international. Mesdames et messieurs, pourquoi les filles ne vont-elles pas à l'école? En 2021, soit l'année dernière, il est apparu que les filles restent les premières victimes de l'égalité, hélas. 32 millions de filles âgées de 6 à 17 ans sont encore privées d'école, même si, en Europe, en France particulièrement, l'école est obligatoire de 6 à 16 ans. Et en Côte d'Ivoire, en Afrique, depuis 2015, l'école est obligatoire pour les enfants de 6 à 16 ans. Les chiffres indiquent également que 12 millions de filles sont mariées de force chaque année avant l'âge de 18 ans, soit près de 33 000 filles par jour. Bien par jour. Près de 120 millions de filles, soit une fille sur 10 de moins de 20 ans, ont été confrontées à la violence sexuelle. Les filles dans le monde, mesdames et messieurs, en particulier dans les pays en développement, continuent d'être discriminées injustement en raison de leur sexe. Elles sont tout simplement privées d'éducation parce qu'elles naissent filles et les freins à leur éducation. Tradition culturelle. Dans cette société, les filles sont considérées comme un fardeau pour la famille. Leur éducation n'a donc aucune importance, car leur destin est d'être mariés jeunes et de s'occuper des tâches ménagères et des enfants. L'ignorance des lois et du droit. Les parents n'étant parfois jamais allés à l'école même, ne remettent pas en question les discriminations liées aux traditions culturelles de ne pas scolariser les filles. Il y a la pauvreté. Les familles en situation d'extrême pauvreté ne peuvent survenir aux frais de scolarité de leurs enfants. Ils font souvent le choix de scolariser leurs garçons plutôt que leurs filles. Nous pourrons également identifier les violences à l'école, le trajet de l'école. Les garçons sont exposés à la maltraitance, aux violences physiques et morales et aux abus sexuels à l'école, de la part du personnel éducatif ou même des garçons. Et sur le trajet de l'école, ce qui conduit de nombreux parents à retirer leur fille de l'école. Les menstruations. Il apparaît de noter qu'une fille sur 10 ne va pas à l'école quand elle a ses règles. De nombreux établissements scolaires n'ont pas d'endroit où elles peuvent se changer, malheureusement, parce que les protections hygiéniques coûtent cher et qu'elles sont forcées de rester chez elles. Les risques pour la santé, l'épuisement physique et moral dû au travail forcé, les douleurs récurrentes dues à l'esclavage domestique, les grossesses précoces et infections sexuellement transmissibles suite aux violences et les mutilations génitales féminines, notamment les fusions, empêchent d'avoir une scolarité normale. Nous pouvons également identifier les grossesses précoces. Elles contraignent les adolescentes à quitter l'école. Elles sont la conséquence des mariages précoces et forcés, des violences sexuelles et du non-accès à la contraception et à l'avortement. Nous pouvons également noter l'absence de certificat de naissance. Mettez les filles à l'école, car les filles sans identité juridique et sans certificat de naissance ne peuvent pas s'inscrire à l'école, voyez-vous. Elles ne peuvent pas passer des examens scolaires, ni obtenir des diplômes, et ne peuvent pas leur éducation pour prétendre à un métier et sortir de la pauvreté. La scolarisation des filles présente de graves conséquences donc sur la vie de chacune d'entre elles, mais aussi sur le développement de leur communauté, de leur pays tout entier. La non-scolarisation des filles les maintient dans un état inférieur à celui des garçons. Mesdames et messieurs, la non-scolarisation des filles ne leur permet pas de sortir de la pauvreté. Cette situation risque de se perpétuer à la génération suivante, car une fille non éduquée ne peut pas comprendre l'intérêt de donner à ses enfants une éducation de qualité. Pourtant, passer par une fille sur les bancs de l'école augmente son futur revenu de 10 à 20%. La non-éducation des filles présente un risque important pour leur santé et celle de leurs enfants. Non scolarisés aura plus de difficultés à accéder et à suivre les recommandations des conseils de prévention et de santé pour elles-mêmes et pour ses enfants. Évidemment, un enfant né d'une mère qui sait lire, 50% de chances en plus de survivre après l'âge de 5 ans. Et c'est pour toutes ces raisons que le Rotary international, notamment au cours de cette année rotarienne, sous le leadership du président, nous nous réjouissons que la présidente élue, Geneva reconduit ce projet au cours de son mandat de 2022 à 2023. Les Rotariens encouragent les clubs et les districts à s'impliquer dans au moins une action s'attaquant aux inégalités frappant les filles. Nous, Rotariens, émanciper les filles correspond aux axes stratégiques du Rotary dans le monde rotarien. cœur de sécuriser les établissements scolaires grâce à des toilettes propres et séparées pour les filles et des codes de conduite non violents éducatifs en les formant à l'égalité entre les filles et les garçons, en renforçant leur sécurité sur le trajet de l'école. Mesdames et messieurs, nous avons tant à faire. Les besoins sont nombreux. Les besoins sont nombreux. Et les Rotariens, selon les pays, impliquent les filles en créant des clubs pour leur permettre de se regrouper, d'échanger, d'apprendre et d'être informés sur leurs droits, notamment en Allemagne, Belgique. Les Rotariens mettent en place des séances d'éducation sexuelle pour éviter les grossesses précoces et les maladies qui déscolarisent les filles, notamment en Afrique. Les Rotariens sensibilisent les filles et les garçons à l'hygiène menstruelle pour que ce sujet ne soit plus tabou et distribuent des protections hygiéniques pour permettre aux filles d'aller à l'école pendant leurs règles. C'est ce que les Rotariens voient en général comme action, notamment dans les zones rurales. Les Rotariens contribuent à créer une école temporaire d'urgence dans les zones touchées par une catastrophe naturelle. Mesdames et messieurs, en France, par exemple, dans le cadre de la présidence française du G7 et de la réunion conjointe des ministres de l'Éducation et des ministres du Développement, il a été organisé le 5 juillet 2019 au siège de l'UNESCO une conférence sur l'émancipation des filles et des femmes à l'éducation. Les Rotariens, anciens vice-présidents du Rotary, Coutereau et notre ami Cyril Noirtin, de Rotary à l'UNICEF, qui ont apporté une contribution significative. Des actions correctives sont à mener. Pour mener ces actions, il s'agit de faire évoluer les mentalités. C'est ce que le Rotary s'applique à mener. Développer des contenus éducatifs au niveau du genre et mettre en place des actions de sensibilisation destinées à changer la perception que peuvent avoir à la fois des hommes et des femmes sur les perspectives de carrière ouvertes aux jeunes femmes. La participation des femmes au monde du travail et leur ascension professionnelle mettent en outre des obstacles considérables qui sont le fruit de culture des pratiques sectorielles et je dirais même organisationnelles, dominées par les valeurs, des convictions et des modes de comportement, encouragées ou confortées par des normes sociales et les institutions. Le poids de la tradition, qui ont un effet de repoussoir ou de plafond de verre. Les femmes sont ainsi moins susceptibles que les hommes d'étudier dans les domaines de la science, la technologie, l'ingénierie et la technologie. En 2013, la part des femmes diplômées de l'enseignement supérieur en sciences ainsi qu'en ingénierie était respectivement de 19% et 21% au Burkina Faso, en Afrique, et de 27% et 18% au Ghana, en Afrique. Le manque d'informations sur les possibilités offertes dans ces secteurs dominés par les hommes, les facteurs sociaux, le rôle modèle, les réseaux et les normes sexistes biaisées sont quelques-uns des facteurs qui expliquent cette dynamique. Nous voulons que la consommation libre fasse partie intégrante de la vie économique. Il réduira non seulement considérablement les inégalités de genre, mais pourrait transformer également la société et l'économie dans leur ensemble. En effet, mesdames et messieurs, l'inégalité entre les genres est véritablement le développement économique et social. Elle coûterait en moyenne 95 millions de dollars par an à l'Afrique subsaharienne, atteignant un pic de 105 millions de dollars en 2014, sur 6% du PIB de la région, ce qui compromet véritablement les efforts du continent pour un développement humain et une croissance économique inclusif. Mesdames et messieurs, pour terminer, je dirais que l'accès à une éducation de qualité, en particulier pour les filles, est absolument déterminant pour briser le mur de la pauvreté et garantir une société européenne, africaine, américaine, asiatique, où la diversité, l'équité et l'inclusion sont bien intégrées. Je vous remercie pour votre attention.
Thank you very much to Senator Maria Rehn for your remarks. So we can see initiatives from UNICEF and Rotary have the common focus of the empowerment of girls. I can't help but wonder, what more could we accomplish if we were to further join forces? How the practical operationalization of the joint framework could look like, we will now hear from Rose Cardarelli, one of the authors of the framework and Rotary representative to the United Nations.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rose Cardarelli, the Rotary International Representative to UNICEF USA. I'm so pleased to send you this message today to highlight the special relationship that Rotary has with UNICEF. On the first day of our agenda, we were reminded about our history together to eradicate polio. We heard about the great initiatives in WASH, education, peace building, ending child marriage, disease prevention, mental health, and how girls are empowered all around the world. We were inspired by the people of action, and we learned from President Shekhar about the local collaboration framework. So today, I'm thrilled to tell you about how the local collaboration framework handbook came about. A few years ago, Peter Kyle, Mark Mahoney, Ed Fuda, and other Rotary leaders envisioned a guide that would facilitate Rotarians and UNICEF staff working together easily. It would give us contacts, ideas, methods, and a reason and an opportunity to reach out to one another for programs and service that would help local communities. As Rotary's representative to UNICEF, one of my key performance indicators was to develop this handbook. Initially, I thought this would be an easy task, as I simply needed to find the Rotarians who had worked on projects with UNICEF staff, and I would capture the processes and lessons learned. Working with UNICEF, we each identified a variety of countries around the world to represent all the regions. We located Rotarians and UNICEF staff, and we reached out to them and asked them about their engagement with each other. It became obvious almost immediately that aside from some significant WASH projects, we had not had a lot of experiences working together at the local level on joint projects. So today it is with much gratitude that I share with you, because all of this is a result of what you contributed to us. And that is, we gathered significant data that revealed a great desire to work with each other and an eagerness to contribute to the project, to identify the best ways to reach out, to get to know each other, and then to have a process to start the dialogues for potential projects together. I had many emails with you, phone calls, Zoom meetings, and this occurred 24/7 around the world while you were at home, at work, in your cars, playing with your children, and I was able to gather the information that I needed to compile this amazing guide. Of course, since that time, many talented members have taken that raw data and created a beautiful and useful guide that is being released to you today. I hope you will use it, and I hope there will be many more collaborations and potential projects as a result of it. Your willingness to contribute is recognized and appreciated, and the local collaboration handbook is from you, about you, and will serve you as you provide service above self. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful talking to you today.
Thank you very much, Rose, and to all colleagues from Rotary and UNICEF for the collaboration framework. This, I think, certainly provides us with a very clear direction and an inspiration for all of us as we broaden our strategic partnership. When we look at gender inequality and discrimination against women and girls, it is an overwhelming context everywhere, as we heard from Senator Irene as well. And the path to equality also remains very steep. But however, today, together, we look ahead to make some bold commitments for women and girls and to strengthen our local level and regional collaborations as well. So colleagues, we are now reaching the close of the meeting today, and we will end with where we started. We will listen to powerful voices from girls, and we will hear the personal journey of 11-year-old Eva from Armenia. So thank you so much to all the girl panelists, Emina, Dana, Ruxana, to Rotary and UNICEF leadership and teams for an enriching discussion today, and our deep appreciation to our audience with whom we look forward to our continued engagements as well. Let's now hear from Eva, and the meeting will close following this video. Thank you.
Տարեկանից մոտավորապես արդեն գիտեի, որ ընտրելու եմ հենց ծրագրավորող մասնագիտությունը, երբ ես արդեն որոշեցի, որ ծրագրավորումը պետք է ուսումնասիրել, իմ ընկերները սկսեցին ասել, որ ծրագրավորումը դա տղաների համար նախատեսված մասնագիտություն է եւ կան շատ քիչ աղջիկներ, որոնք ծրագրավորող մասնագիտություն են ընտրել։ Իրականում ես նրանց չլսեցի, քանի որ իմ կարծիքով դա զուտ հիմարություն է, քանի որ չկա կոնկրետ մասնագիտություն, որը նախատեսված է տղաների կամ աղջիկների համար։ Երբ որ անցած տարի գարնանը իմացա, որ այսպիսի դասեր է կազմակերպել UNICEF-ը, որոշեցի փորձել, քանի որ շատ էի ուզում ծրագրավորող դառնալ, համել դա շատ լավ հնարավորություն էր, որպեսզի ես ուսումնասիրեի այդ ամեն ինչը ավելի խորը։ Մաթեմատիկ ծրագրին, որը սկսել եմ աշխատել մի շաբաթ առաջ, ինձ շատ հետաքրքիր էր, քանի որ ես երբեք չեմ հետաքրքրվել կոմիքսներով եւ նույնիսկ պատկերացում չունեի, թե ինչպես են նրանք պատրաստվում եւ այլն։ Այս ծրագրի մեջ մեր առաջադրանքն էր ստեղծել կոմիքս, որի մեջ պետք է մենք ներբեռնեինք մաթեմատիկան, պետք է մեր մաթեմարտը լիներ աղջիկ եւ ինչ-որ կերպով լիներ կապված ծրագրավորման եւ մաթեմատիկայի հետ։ Մաթեմատիկան շատ մեծ դեր է խաղում իմ կյանքում, քանի որ ես պատկերացնում եմ, որ եթե մաթեմատիկա ես խորը չուսումնասիրեի, հիմա չի կարող մասնակցել այսպիսի հավես դասընթացների։ Դեռ վաղ տարիքից դպրոց գնալուց առաջ սկսել եմ սովորել թվերը եւ իրենց գումարել եւ հանել։ Ինձ շատ են աջակցել իմ ծնողները այդ հարցում եւ ընդհանրապես բոլոր հարցերում, որովհետեւ համ հայրիկիս, համ մայրիկիս աշխատանքը կապված է մաթեմատիկայի հետ։ Իմ կարծիքով մաթեմատիկան կարևոր է շատ եւ առանց մաթեմատիկա իմանալու դու չես կարող ուսումնասիրել ամբողջովին աշխարհը։ Զբոսնելուց կամ հեծանիվ քշելուց ես նաև ուսումնասիրում եմ բնության օրինաչափությունները, որովհետև իրականում բնության եւ երաժշտության մեջ էլ օգտագործում մաթեմատիկան։ Մի խոսքով մաթեմատիկան օգտագործում են ամենուր եւ դա մի առանձին աշխարհ է, որը շատ հետաքրքիր է ուսումնասիրել։ Երազանքները պետք է դարձնել նպատակներ եւ երազելուց պետք է երազել այն բաների մասին, որը, այսպես ասած, անհասանելի են։ Ինչ-որ մեկ ունի երազանք տիեզերք սրճի, օրինակ, դա պետք է դարձնել նպատակ, սկսել ուսումնասիրել տիեզերքը, որպեսզի հետագայում արդեն ավելի մոտ լինի իր երազանքին, նպատակին։ Հետագայում, երբ որ ավելի մանրամասն ուսումնասիրել ծրագրավորումը, ես կուզենայի փորձել ստեղծել այդպիսի խաղ, վեբսայթ, որի շնորհիվ երեխաները վաղ տարիքից կարող են ուսումնասիրել մաթեմատիկան եւ գումարում, հանում, բազմապատկում եւ այլն։ Կոտորակները ցույց ունեն, որ ապագայում ես վերջապես կստեղծեմ այդ խաղը եւ կօգնեմ մարդկանց, երեխաներին ավելի մանրամասն եւ ավելի լավ ուսումնասիրել մաթեմատիկան։